Today is May 12th, 2015. Tuesday evening, 20 to 7. It's beautiful out here. It's weird. It's weird weather. It doesn't feel like spring. It feels like it's almost spring. It's weird. Little overcast, little sort of chilly, kinda. Anyway, something I wanted to talk about, something that came to me earlier, was about having integrity to oneself. And there's always talk about integrity to this, that, and the other thing. You know, your spouse, your country, your, whatever. But what about yourself? Your own inner things that are happening, that are indicating to you what's okay and what you're not really down for inside yourself, and listening to that. So many times we don't really acknowledge it, let alone listen to it and move with it. But then you got to peel that back, though, because there's something beyond that, or beneath that, or within that, that a person needs, and to be able to do this thing, and that is at least some semblance of self-knowing, some kind of understanding of who you are. And many of us don't have that. And how can you? I mean, it's not easy to come by in this world that we live in this type of society here in the Western Hemisphere, I guess. I don't know what it's like in other parts of the world, but the sun is gorgeous right now. It's just like this nice, bright, blurry orb in the sky, and all these soft clouds. It's like one big cloud in front of it. It doesn't even feel like clouds. It's just like a blanket of clouds in front of it. It's gorgeous. I love it. I love it. It feels like the sun is calling me home. Like, come on, go toward the light. Anyway, I digress. So, it's really hard with all the noise around us. And something I was reading about is, even the noises that you don't think about as noise sometimes because it's not loud, actually does affect us. And it can affect us in a negative way. This buzz in the background. I wonder if sometimes if I'm in a room and I can actually hear the lights, the buzzing sound, that bothers me a lot. But I don't know if it's, I don't know. Anyway, just all the noise, and the noise of, whether it's literal noise or just the noise of the weird and twisted ideas that are going around in the world, that we are inundated with constantly. Speaking of which, I'm going to turn this song because it's noise right now. Anyways, turn it off. It's really hard to know who you are with the noise of the people around you. And there's nothing wrong with, hearing other sounds, but it's just become to the point where we're saturated with it, and we don't even know who the fuck we are anymore at all. And that's so much why when somebody thinks, when somebody maybe stops to consider who they are, they don't know. They think about their friends and their job and their families and all the things around them that are telling them who they are. They think about the clothes that they're wearing and the music that they're hearing and whatever, all these different things. Those are all the noise, though. Those are all noise. So we need to be able to turn all of that off. And I'm wondering if it's even possible to be healthy, a healthy being without having the ability to do that or capability to do that. It should be something that's, it should be something that would come natural, and maybe in a more natural setting. That's why I say the Western Hemisphere, maybe in a more natural type setting, like, where people aren't being inundated with billboards and ads and this and that and the other thing constantly. Maybe in that kind of environment, it's easier to be able to understand who you are. So, and even then, you start to and that's a process, but and it feels so good for many of us when we start to scratch the surface of the process. But as you continue on, of course, there's scary bits to it too. It takes some courage to just keep it going and stuff like that. But anyway, so the first step in being able to have integrity to yourself, and in all that you are, and all your many dimensions, you first need to understand sort of what that is. And I'm wondering if it's possible to even completely come to something of, say, I've completed my assessment of who I am. It's done. I'm finished. No. And that's not there's no goal of that, really. The goal is, because from moment to moment, we do change. So there's another little thing to toss in the mix. But basically, understanding how you're vibing at any moment, and to be able to do that at any moment, you need to have some awareness of who you are, from day to day. Anyway, we don't want to get too twisted up in all of the semantics of it, but and so, it's almost like we're blank slates. You look at a child and say, oh, they're like a sponge. They absorb everything around them. Well, guess the fuck what? So do all of us. We're always soaking it all in. It's just that children haven't been jaded yet with all the shit, coming in around. They're still able to stay in whatever it is and absorb, with some integrity to who they are, I guess. But we're constantly, we're like a blank slate or a sponge soaking it in. And we're soaking in our environment around us if we're not also taking time to soak into what we are, so to speak, And that's not good. Because then when you're called upon to make a decision, whether it's just something really simple and easy, so, just relatively speaking, or like a major decision in your life, it's going to be really hard to make decisions when you're basing it on things that are outside yourself, all of the on your environment. But that's how people are living. They're making life choice decisions. They're making career moves. They're making based on external stimuli that they receive day to day. And that's why people are so unhappy. They're not even able to be true to themselves because what does that mean? Anyway, I think that was worth taking a few minutes. And so we got to get back to it. Know thyself. And that's every day we're, watch out, lady. Every day we are, we're changing. So that's going to be tricky too. That's going to be another recording. But we'll just start with that idea of, okay, don't back up, lady, please. Don't bang into my car. Of course, I'm driving, or that statement wouldn't have made much sense. And I'm just sitting in my room recording. Anyway, they're still open here at the phone store. Have them look at this piece of shit that they call a phone. It's some kind of mechanical device. At least it records for me, right? I mean, Anyway, that's all. And I wish you much love. I'm sending out vibes to you right now. Doesn't matter if you're listening to this 5 or 10 years down the line. It's time, right? All right. Much love.